What's up, guys? Super excited. Just got back last night with the car and it is Sunday now, so pretty excited to start working on the car. So I'm going to be making a series of videos on the modifications, as well as all the things that you might need to know about your MazdaSpeed. So I looked for this one. It had a single owner. It is 50,000 miles. It is a 2012. I had a 2010 MazdaSpeed before, so I've got a lot of parts from my previous build that I'll be putting on this one. But I'm going to start the video off just with a general introduction of the car. This is a 2.3 litre turbo inline 4 EFI injected engine, which can run in many different configurations, all the way from the 268 crank horsepower, which measures to about 242 horsepower. And I've seen these running on the stock block as high as 450 or 460 horsepower with bolt-ons, tunes, and a front mount intercooler, sometimes changing the turbo and sometimes on E85. So lots of options, very reliable car, very beautiful car if you ask me, and very versatile car as well. So we'll see. If you're not familiar with the car, it is a hatchback. It is a 5-door. As you can see, I have the graphite wheels on mine, so a lot of modifications and so on coming. Just keep watching the video series and you'll be able to see all of them as we go. Let's have a quick little look at the car, and then we're going to talk about the first mod that we're going to be putting in, which is the Cobb access port. A little bit dirty right now, of course. I live on a farm, so yep. As you can see, I was very lucky to find one that has some pretty good seats, pretty good condition as well. This one, being the 12, comes stock with a Bose stereo sound system, which, if you don't know and if you want to check, you open the back of the car over here, you open this up and your little Bose subwoofer sits inside there, everything neatly packaged. And of course, a nice big roof spoiler, which is the external mark of the Speed, which you can tell a little bit of difference. And yeah, that's that. So let's have a look. There's the first mod that we're going to be putting into the car. I have a lot of bolt-ons, mechanical bolt-ons, that I'll be putting onto the car. So let's talk about the Cobb access port and why the Cobb access port. First and foremost, let's get the key out. All right, and let's get the car started up so you can see what it does. It'll take a little second to start up, I guess. There we go, Cobb access port. So you go to www.cobbtuning.com, and thank you very much for FreakTune as well as Cork Sport for the continued support of this platform, which ended in 2013 but has a lot of potential. Cobb Tuning makes bolt-on parts as well as the Cobb access port and off-the-shelf maps. We'll talk about maps in just a second. FreakTune is a legendary tuner for the MazdaSpeed 3 as well as MazdaSpeed 6 platform, as well as other platforms, but very well known for the MazdaSpeed platform. He is a wizard. We'll talk about what he does in just a second, which is e-tuning. And then the last part is Cork Sport. They also specialize in being Mazda 3 specialists, as well as some other platforms, and also Mazda as a whole specialists. They make bolt-on parts as well as other exhausts, engine mounts, all sorts of things that you can use to get your car to where you want it to be, and reliable as well as a OEM factory fit without having to move anything around. Everything just fits directly in. Same thing with Cobb Tuning. So let's have a look over here. As you can see, I do have the dash pop. Let's show you that. There we go. I'm going to be fixing that in a later video. This just pops loose. There's a little thing inside there that's come loose, so we need to just reattach it and make it come down. It's the only ugly part of the car, really. Everything else is in pretty damn good nick, if I do say so myself. Pretty happy with that. So you have a little bit of information up on the dash. I've just flashed the ECU, so it thinks we're doing very low fuel economy right now because I've actually just erased all of the data. So what does the Cobb access port do? It is a mapping tool which allows you not only to map but also monitor gauges. It has a shift pod, and it also has data logging. So now data logging can actually monitor, let me go over here, any one of these parameters, which you can see there are a ton of them. And when you select the data logging, it will record all of these. So why is it important? Maps, 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 maps. The only part of your car which is going to be adjustable on its own is the mass airflow sensor and the mass airflow sensor information, which is going to allow you to monitor how much air is coming into the vehicle and adjust your fueling accordingly to give you the correct power. On colder days, you will get more fuel, which means more air, which, because it's the same air but it's denser, which means more fuel can be injected and more power can be put in. Now your car can do that on the fly, but as you bolt parts on, like a short ram air intake, a downpipe, an exhaust, an additional fuel pump, a better intercooler, and so on, your car has a lot more potential and can also run into problems when running those parts without tuning properly. So what you need to do is you need to contact FreakTune. You go to FreakTune, that's FreekTune. You type that in on Google and you come up to, I believe, freaktune.com, and you go and buy yourself an e-tune. What you'll do is you will go and log, and Justin, who is the gentleman that does all of your tuning, he is FreakTune, will then take those data logs, look at them, and then make a map just for your car, just for your mods, to exactly where you are. So it doesn't matter if you're stage 1, stage 2, stage 2.5, you have parts that other people don't use and vice versa, because the off-the-shelf maps are available from Cobb as well. But let me tell you, they are very good and they do work, but they leave a little bit to be desired. So with that being said, make sure that you get a tune from somebody like FreakTune. He can literally do it from anywhere in the world. It doesn't matter where you are. As long as you have a Cobb access port and you have Excel, you can send him the sheets. Even if you don't have Excel, you can just download the file and just send it to him. He's got Excel, and he will read all of those values from the data logging, including knock retard, including your fuel position sensor, including your throttle body position sensor, your fuel mapping, your lambdas, all that stuff, and he will tune your car to its potential, not only for power but also for reliability. So yes, this is the Cobb access port, super easy to install. It is the V3 access port. You buy it specifically for a Mazda. You can get it for Porsche, BMW, and several other platforms as well. You get a cable with it, as well as a dash mount. You'll see the little dash mount that just goes on there. It's quite nice. Goes on with a little sticky over there. I like to put mine on this side so the passengers can't see it, and so that if the police were to pull me over real quick and they think that I'm racing for some reason, I can just pop it out and just put it away without anyone even seeing. Also, it keeps the wire nice and neat and close to the OBD port, which just plugs right in there, and I've just stashed the additional wire in the back. So yeah, here we go guys. As you can see, let me just show you like a... There we go. So you can just see the gauges working. So yeah, with that being said, we are now ready to start bolting on parts. We can now safely monitor all of the information that we need to see if we are running lean, to see if we are knocking. I've put on for mine the intake temperature, the boost air temperature, high pressure fuel pump pressure, the boost that we're achieving, and you'll see that it captures all of your highest values as you've been going, as well as the knock retard, as well as the coolant temperature, so you can tell exactly where your car is just at a glance. And it's also got some shift lights down the center over here. So a very valuable tool, not only in terms of racing. You can also use flat foot shifting, which means that you keep your foot flat. Once you accelerate, you keep your foot flat. When you clutch, it can be tuned in order to drop your fueling or drop your load scaling, which is another bit of the ECU that helps to monitor how power works. And it can help you to essentially keep your foot flat so that you don't have to let your foot up when you clutch, just so that you put your foot down again, thus increasing your acceleration time. You can also get launch control, which you put your foot down with the clutch fully compressed. You put your foot down and you will go to a predetermined rev range, and all of this can be done by your tuner. You can also tune to other fuel sources, which means you can go to E85, which means you're not limited to about 19.5, 20 pounds of boost, which is where the air is getting compressed to such a point where pre-detonation can occur and you can damage your motor. In short, what that means is a colder fuel source, which may be a little bit less fuel economical, but we'll talk about E85 in another video. But the point of that I'm trying to get across here is that there are a lot of different options between the bolt-on parts that you have from Cobb Tuning, Cork Sport, and those are all going to be direct OEM fits and extremely high quality. And then you get somebody like FreakTune to e-tune your car, and you are golden. So make sure you start off with a Cobb access port. Don't just bolt parts on. Your car can't account for it through its own mapping and ECU values. Only the MAF sensor can help it just a little bit. You're probably going to damage the car or the internals just simply by underfueling or by overfueling or by running lean, or possibly even running out of fuel through the stroke if your fuel pump can't keep up. So it's very important that you do get the bolt-ons. I'll be showing you the bolt-ons as we go through the series. And yeah, that'll be coming up in the next couple of videos. So look forward to doing that and look forward to hearing all of your comments. Have a good day, guys. See you next time.